Ole Miss takes on the Arkansas Razorbacks tonight. This is your pre-game show. We bring in the mayor of Corinth to see what he has to say about this game.
You are Locked On Ole Miss, your daily podcast on the Ole Miss Rebels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Willis, a 10-year veteran member of the national media with Yahoo Sports and a former Ole Miss staff member as well. We bring in Tom Vanderford to talk about the Ole Miss Rebels versus the Arkansas Razorbacks tonight on ESPN at 6 o'clock Central Time. Thank you for making Locked On Ole Miss your first listen every day, and please give us a like, subscribe, and comment on your way out, and find a second listen on the network. Nearly every college and pro team is available. Today's show is brought to you by Mazda. Move and be moved. There's more to every highlight, just like there's more to every Mazda vehicle. So check them out as well. So we'll see exactly how that goes. Anyway, Tom, I am really excited about this game because when you think about what is set up, everybody's talking about Taylor Green. Everybody's talking about Austin Simmons' ankle injury and stuff like that. I think Mike Washington and Kewan Lacy, the two running backs, are going to determine the outcome of this football game.
Well, I completely agree on that. I know Taylor Green's had a really good year throwing the ball, but he hasn't played against a top-of-the-line SEC defense. We're not Alabama A&M. We're not Arkansas State.
Yeah, or a bottom-of-the-line SEC defense.
Well, exactly. So we need to just play our game. Now, as far as that goes, yes, the running game is the key to the win on this game, just simply because Petrino's offense has to have those big runs to work properly to set up the play action pass, and we got to stop that. At the same time, Lacey just needs to handle his business, continue what he's been doing. This is a little bit of a grudge game. I'm sure some of the Arkansas defense they're going to try to expose Patrick Cudis, and we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, I was talking to John Neighbors from Locked On Razorbacks, and specifically, and he mentioned that Arkansas fans probably don't have hard feelings about Jalen Braxton. And he mentioned that Arkansas fans probably don't have hard feelings about Luke Haas. He figured both of them are heading out. Haas was just a money play. Ole Miss paid more money than Arkansas, apparently. And Braxton got injured, and everybody just kind of assumed he was going to leave. The Cudis thing has him and the Arkansas fan base kind of turned up in knots a little bit, because apparently when he got injured in like game 3 or game 2, he told Sam Pittman to, yes, please redshirt me. I'm not going anywhere, because Sam Pittman was like, I'm not going to redshirt you just so you can go and transfer. And he took the red shirt and then transferred anyway. And apparently that really pissed off Sam Pittman, as it would just about anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see. I know Francisco Carmona, the offensive lineman for Arkansas, has been talking all kinds of noise over the last couple of weeks. And I mean, honestly, I'm glad him and Cudis aren't playing against each other, because there's a good chance of a fight there. So it's interesting to me about how Ole Miss can do that. In the run game we talked about, Bobby Petrino needs the explosive runs in his offense from the running back position to make his offense more effective. He's a genius when it comes to play action pass. I mean, for 20 years, he's been amazing at that. The way you stop that is by taking away the running back run. Put the game completely in Taylor Green's hand, roll the dice, and see what happens, and you should come out on top, in my opinion.
Oh, I definitely agree. We've got to pressure. We've got to pressure Taylor Green. We've got to confuse him. But the bottom line is like you said, if we can stop the run, we'll be in good shape. We were able to do that last year. I know Green got hurt in that game, but we were able to do that last year. Now, I am concerned a little bit. Who wouldn't be with our quarterback's ankle problem? But I think he'll be able to play. We've also, like you have mentioned previously, there are going to be some packages for Chambliss, and that'll take a lot of the load off of him as well. People forget, though. I mean, you've seen Daquan Wright line up in the backfield. You've seen William Eccles line up in the backfield. Of course, just block.
And Jam Brown, William Eccles and Jam Brown. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to find ways to move the ball. We've just got to find ways to stop their run game. That's the key.
Yeah, and the other problem in this game is the weak spot on the Arkansas team is potentially the defensive line.
Right.
Locked On Razorbacks told me that. It's been on other podcasts. They have trouble on the defensive line. And if you have trouble in the SEC on the defensive line and Lane Kiffin is willing to take advantage of that, I think Ole Miss is going to run the ball tonight 70% of the time. They're going to just try to impose their will, get the linebackers going side to side, let the offensive line run block, which they're actually pretty good at doing if the Kentucky game is any indication.
Right.
And they have a chance to be pretty good. I like the idea because if you can run the ball, it should open the play action pass with Austin Simmons.
Yep.
And if you're playing a run package with Trinidad Chambliss, you can make it look a little bit different as well. Because I am expecting both quarterbacks to play in the game, but it isn't a situation to where both quarterbacks are going to play in the game because he has to. Yeah. I think some of the QB run type stuff that they want to do, they're going to put Chambliss in for that because running on a sprained ankle is not recommended. Right. I mean, but I think it's a situation to where you can kind of Frankenstein monster this thing a little bit and make a pretty effective offense, even the way it sits.
You know, I've got a prediction. I think that even with a taped up ankle, I think that there'll be a few times where the pocket starts maybe to collapse and he takes off up the middle for about 15 yards because, you know, at least he's smart about sliding and not taking that hit. He's just got to protect that ankle.
Yeah, I think if it's a dead play, just go down.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go down. You don't have to try and do something crazy. Just take the sack and play the next play. Don't take the hit. This game and in Tulane especially over the next couple of weeks, try and get it as healthy as possible because we were talking with John Neighbors Thursday on the podcast, and John agreed with me. If Ole Miss plays their A game and Arkansas plays their A game, Ole Miss is going to win the game. It's just a matter of how much below the A game can Arkansas force and how close to Arkansas's A game can they get.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of folks on our team that this will be their first home SEC game starting. So they'll be hyped up. But we've just got to limit that and try not to make mistakes like you just mentioned. It'll be really easy to do that when you're all hyped up, especially offensively.
Yeah. When we come back, we'll talk more with the mayor of Corinth, talk about the game tonight in this pre-game show. But first, I do want to tell you about Mazda. This episode is brought to you by Mazda's Moving the Game Forward. For those who believe it's not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it. There are moments that do more than just put points on the board. They move crowds, they move culture, and keep moving the game forward. This week's moment that moved the game forward was Kewan Lacy early in the Kentucky game, busted a 20-something yard run. He ended up in that game with 138 yards and a touchdown for the Rebels in their road opener at Kentucky after a slow start. Ole Miss kind of took over that game, outscoring the Cats 30-13 after falling behind 10-0. And so much of that was on Kewan Lacy. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning. And just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to every Mazda vehicle. Mazda, move and be moved. It's almost the weekend. I mean, it is the weekend if you're thinking about it. If you're listening to this on the way to Oxford on Saturday, it's time to look back, though, at Kentucky and crown this week's MVP on Who Delivered, powered by DoorDash. Just like you can win every Saturday with DoorDash Streaks, saving more money every time you order. These players delivered when it mattered the most. Let's break this down. For Ole Miss, it was Harrison Wallace. Harrison Wallace delivered in a big way. It was 4th and 1, and the Ole Miss was down 10-0. Everything was going sideways for the Rebels. When the pressure was on, he came through. No hesitation, no delay, with the 55-yard reception that turned the game. And if you've been watching this week after week, Harrison's performance was not a fluke. Harrison Wallace is on a streak, and he looks to continue that Saturday versus Arkansas. And just like Harrison Wallace delivered for Ole Miss, DoorDash delivers your Saturdays. With DoorDash Streaks, you save Saturday. Every Saturday you order, stacking up money all season that could save up to $250, including $100 in DoorDash credits. Order this Saturday. Keep the streak alive. Fuel your game day only with DoorDash. Terms apply, and the promo period is through November 18th. Do us a favor, like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Subscribe to the podcast on whichever audio podcatcher you're on and give it a 5-star review. It costs nothing but keeps all of this free. If you want more, join the Insiders program in the subtext link down below. No trolls, 14-day free trial, and the easiest way ever to cancel. Give it a try. You just look at a tip. You can join that. Give us a tip. It's $5 per month. It's pretty awesome. And don't forget to check out a second listen on the network. Nearly every team, college or pro, they are ready for you. I'm pretty fired up about where Ole Miss could sit. Now, Tom, it's going to be really interesting to see exactly how Arkansas decides to, attack the Ole Miss defense, because this season so far, Ole Miss has had a problem with the explosive runs. There's been 5 given up both games of the season. They give up nearly 200 yards rushing in both games, and that is because of the explosive runs. It's not because of the getting nickel and dimed to death. It's about 2-2-2-40. That's kind of the path. And those 40s against Arkansas, they'll get you beat because, like we said in the first segment, Bobby Petrino's counting on those type of runs to make it happen. And also, before we go, Mike Washington, the running back at Arkansas, he's gotten comparisons from Bobby Petrino to Niall Davis. If you might remember what him being running back at Arkansas looked like in the early 2010s, somewhere, the motorcycle ride. I don't know. I don't know the timing on that because it's happened so much.
He was a hoss, and he could get that extra yard, and he could put that shoulder down, run over you. Plus, he had exceptional speed to the outside. So, you're right. You hit the nail on the head. We've had 2 games. That's been our biggest problem on defense, was the explosive run plays, and they're going to have to work on that. I'm hopeful that Pete and the staff are working on that, whether it's to do some different things at the line of scrimmage, some different run blitz packages or whatever, but they've got to contain on the outside as well. And we've got the speed to do it. We've got a lot of fresh faces. I'm hoping they're gelling as a defense. But I can remember standing here a few years ago in that overtime game, did it go to overtime?
No, it did not. You're talking about the 2021 game. It did not.
But yeah, because they went for 2 and they blew it. But thank God. But it was just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And usually in Oxford, the game's closed. Usually in Fayetteville, it's not. Of course, last year was wild because I don't ever remember us beating them that bad in Fayetteville in my lifetime.
Yeah. It was really, really bad.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got planned for this weekend, buddy?
We record this a little bit early, so I had to go get my CT scan this morning for my 2.5 years after surgery checkup. I already got my blood work last week. So this afternoon, I've got a couple of appointments to meet with the folks at West Cancer Clinic and see how that's going. So hopefully good vibes, good prayers. Hopefully everything will be okay. And then, tonight I've joined the American Legion since I've retired, and we're doing a fundraiser for wreaths across America, where they place the wreaths on the tombstones at Christmas time in the national cemeteries. And I've been pegged as co-chair for that. So for our region. So that's what I got done. And of course, everybody knows what I'm going to be doing this weekend. We'll be watching football.
Yeah, seriously. This weekend should be a really good weekend for watching football. Anyway, take this weekend, have a good time if you can. It's good to see you as always, Tom.
Hey man, good to see you too, Stephen, and hotty toddy everybody.
Hotty toddy. All right. Thank you for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your go-to source for Ole Miss sports. We pride ourselves on offering the most comprehensive perspectives, which is why we're the front door of Ole Miss. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. It helps the show, and it's completely free. Your support means the world to us. And another big moment on Locked On, college football fans, Locked On and Fire TV present College Football Kickoff, your ultimate football weekly preview. Drake Toll of Locked On Big 12 leads the conversation alongside two-time coach of the AP Coach of the Year, Gary Patterson, and former college star Jesse Holley. Locked On's local experts also do a lot of the heavy lifting as well. For a college football preview only Locked On can do, catch College Football Kickoff every Thursday throughout the season only on Fire TV. Hotty toddy, and tune back in 2 hours or so before kickoff for our live stream pregame, and immediately following the game, we'll be live streaming again. Remember, analytics is just the old English word that means bad football, and we will see you a little bit later on today.